Your Highness, please allow me to make this little contribution.
No, I cannot accept them.
But think of what these could do for your cause.
Even though I know those pearls would mean freedom for many of my people, I will not take them.
Please, please. These could save the lives of many men.
The men of my country are proud. They would die rather than have their prince accept charity.
Well, then think of the lives of the women, the mothers, those who...
The women of my country fight alongside the men. They are also too proud to accept charity.
Then consider the lives of the children, the innocent children.
But for the children.
You should be terrified. The elite have been trading human beings for technology with aliens who have been eating us.
Guys, it's Orion. Okay, it's I've been trying to get in touch with you, Linda, for quite some time, and I'm just gonna speak real quick. So I figured out the Nazca lines. It's the Orion group. All the information is at my website, theorionlines.com, and what it is that's where they come from. It's a three-dimensional star map of their territory. Earth is their property. I figured out that the Nazi death marches were actually in the shape of Orion to honor Orion, because they made a trade with the Jews, using the Jews for trade, blood sacrifice for technology, and I believe they targeted the Jews for Moses leading the Jews out of Egypt under Orion rule 5,000 years before. It was revenge. And the reason why everything aligns to 33 degrees is because of the Orion's belt at 33 degrees above the pyramids. That's why they worship 33 degrees.
Les jeux, messieurs. On peut
6500. Messieurs, faites vos jeux. Faites vos jeux, messieurs.
So, also, the deep underground military bases in the heart of America are also in the shape of Orion. They are identical, which is evidence that that the United States military is guilty of genocide.
Yeah.
Also, you know, the new Space Force logo, like NASA has Orion, the Palladian star system, and the Draco star constellations, and now the new Space Force does not have Orion in it. So it's very significant. The book on my website, theorionlines.com, is free for download, and you guys got to check it out. I've got so many crazy discoveries. Yes, they have been here adrenochrome harvesting us this whole time. The satanic elite have been worshiping Orion. It is Orion. This is the whole thing. It's the whole key to all of this. I wish I could hear you guys.
This is the sign of the horns. A curse sign, the two fingers extended. This way, spread apart for sort of shotgun blast, you know.
I always figured if I ever met this day...
What was World War II really about? Because I noticed you wove the Q posts in there, and that one was going through my head when I was reading on your site, and I thought it was an adrenochrome harvest. You know, that...
It absolutely was. You know, I went through all the evidence. We have a half an hour's worth of Nazi UFOs flying around, and I'm like, you know, I knew it was Orion. Okay, after I solved the Nazca lines, I knew for sure it was Orion.
How did you know that?
I am just really good at connecting the dots.
You mean you're into star systems? You knew?
Well, I'm kind of smart. I'm pretty smart. What happened was I printed out the Nazca lines map, and I circled the 3 main points, and I realized it was Orion. It would take me about 3 months to realize that the map extended past the map. It's quite complex. It would take me a while to explain, but basically, I realized that it was a 3-dimensional star map, just like Betty Hill's star map that she saw on the ship with the Zeta Reticuli, where they showed her that it was from the perspective of standing behind the alien star system in order for other extraterrestrials to understand where the aliens are coming from.
Right.
That's what the Nazca lines are. So once I figured out it was Orion, I was like, oh man, okay, it's Orion. And then I realized, hello? Oh,
no, we're good. I'm just sharing it.
Yeah, go for it. And then I realized that, human sacrifice was all the blood thing to the gods. Well, what was happening is that the aliens were showing up for food. They were conquerors. And that's what the pyramids are, and the reason why all the pyramids align to the stars is because to show the other extraterrestrials whose spot that is. It's not for us to know, it's to show other extraterrestrials, hey, that's Orion's. So, or whatever, you know. Mm-hmm.
And I had heard, I just asking this question, but that did they destroy something there and have to leave? Or had they conquered a lot of things there? In other words, they were going through space conquering systems and putting their ID on it or whatever.
Territory markings, yes.
But was there something that they did that maybe they destroyed one of their home bases or something? They were looking for other places to go or something like that?
Well, what I've heard, and it's just hearsay, is that the Zeta Reticuli aliens have been at war with this Orion group. Now, I can't say for sure, but I can say that we have been in the middle of an extraterrestrial war. The Orion group is a satanic force who takes over star systems. That is very interesting because we have all the Satan worshippers out there going, invasion, prepare to be abducted. I'm like, oh, really? That's the lead singer of Tool. He said that. And then a few months later, Marilyn Manson comes out and says, prepare. Never-ending astral vampires. And I'm like, oh yeah, astral vampires? That's very interesting because I realized when I was going through the evidence that the human mutilation, the cattle mutilation, is actually adrenochrome harvesting. They're actually torturing those beings for 45 minutes to an hour to death in order to extract the pure adrenaline. And when from animals. And humans, they've been doing it for thousands of years. That's what they've been doing. And they're super advanced, alien species with great technology who've been living side by side humanity, harvesting human beings.
The problem is, as the infection spreads, the transition becomes permanent and less active.
What's important is that we harvest from him what we can right now.
Alien species been living side by side humanity, harvesting human beings. What the evidence says, what the evidence I have says. In most particular, having the evidence that the World War II was actually an adrenochrome harvest and trade for technology, that is extremely significant. The Nazi death marches being the shape of Orion told me everything. That's evidence that it is Orion and that they did actually trade those people for technology.
And are these reptilians and Draco reptilians that are in the Orion star system?
The Draco reptilians were behind the Orion group. They're manipulators who helped or asked Orion to get involved, and Orion gets involved. They send the Greys here, and the Greys come into people's homes, taking people in the middle of the night, and they've been working here underground in hell. That's it, and this is exactly what it is. This is what it is. It's actually that it's all extraterrestrials, even God. I know it sounds crazy, but after all the evidence I've seen, it's just making sense. It's really making sense. Jesus is coming back, yes, and how? It's time travel. The great star alignment that happened on September 23rd in 2017, the woman with child, Virgo and Jupiter, yes, wearing a crown of 12, okay, Leo with the 3 planets, and then the moon at her feet and the sun at her back. Well, when I saw that, I instantly knew they had time travel. I knew. How did a man 1,500 years ago, St. John, know a 7,000-year-old star alignment? The star alignment only happens every 7,000 years. How did he know? One possible explanation.
Look, I'm not here even to say, I want to hear...
I'm not here either. I'm not here either to say that, this is for sure. I'm just saying, this is what the evidence has told me.
You put a lot of work into this, so this is very intricate.
It's very intricate, it's very interesting, and you're processing this information and using your critical thinking and coming up with this is your theory, right?
It's more than a theory. Now that I have evidence to really bring this all together. But as you can see, the Orion, the Nazi death marches are actually in the shape of Orion, and they are identical to the deep underground military bases. This is what I call the silver arrow of truth. It pierces any armor, and when it gets inside, it opens like a flower. It's impossible to remove. This is the kill shot. We know it's Orion, and this being identical, it nails them.
I totally agree with all of this. As far as the biblical references, I'm not sure. I feel like
that's up to whoever whatever you want to believe in.